From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN Noon News.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us on the Noon News. I'm Diane Parker. Miller has our Friday forecast. Plus, one Montana town has plans to build a brand new multi-million-dollar jail. But first, our top story. New details about the financial picture and what's expected to be a closely watched political race as Republicans seek to challenge Senator Jon Tester. MTN senior political reporter Jonathan Ambarian has the latest.
Federal candidates' official campaign finance reports for the last 3 months are now posted as we approach 1 year to go before Montana's U.S. Senate general election. In the third quarter of the year, Gallatin County businessman Tim Sheehy reported raising more than $2.8 million. That includes a $500,000 loan Sheehy made to the campaign and another $100,000 he spent in testing the waters before officially filing his candidacy. In a statement, Sheehy said, quote, "Our campaign is growing stronger every day, and it's clear the people of Montana want a new generation of conservative leadership to represent them in Washington. Together, we're going to finally retire Jon Tester, take back the Senate, and save our country." In July, August, and September, Sheehy's financial reports show his campaign spent more than $800,000 on media placement and production, and another $80,000 in digital advertising. Meanwhile, as speculation continues that Congressman Matt Rosendale will pursue a Senate campaign, Rosendale's House campaign raised just under $250,000 in the last quarter. That's significantly less than Sheehy raised in the same period, but Rosendale had more cash on hand at the end of September, more than $1.7 million to Sheehy's $1.1 million. Rosendale still hasn't made an announcement about his plans for 2024. Another candidate is also entering the Republican field. Former Montana Secretary of State and Public Service Commissioner Brad Johnson announced he's running for Senate this week. Johnson said he's running to provide an alternative, since Sheehy isn't a known quantity for voters, and Rosendale lost to Tester in the 2018 Senate race.
I'm doing this because I think there's a very real need for Montana to be represented by a senator who knows the state, who knows the issues, who has a solid conservative record. I can hit the ground running when I go back there, and I am absolutely confident that I can defeat Jon Tester in a general election in Montana.
As the Republican race continues to take shape, Tester's campaign raised $5 million in the third quarter and spent just over $2.5 million. That left him with more than $13 million in cash on hand. In Helena, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.
The state of Montana is holding listening sessions on Montana's Environmental Policy Act, and the sessions are drawing controversy as one group held a rally last night before the DEQ's public session in Missoula. This following a judge's ruling in August in favor of a group of youth who challenged the state, saying it had not upheld its constitutional obligation for a clean and healthful environment. After that ruling, the Montana Department of Environmental Quality was told to assess projects for greenhouse gas emissions. The DEQ says this is their way of hearing suggestions and feedback from Montanans on how they should implement the act. But some groups believe the sessions are a delay tactic meant to postpone reviews of major projects throughout Montana. In Big Timber, several restaurants are closed, waiting out a boil water advisory while losing out on a week of revenue. A construction crew accidentally cut a main line Tuesday that forced the city water department to shut down for the next 8 hours. Now water is back on but remains compromised.
And the severity of it, got worse, and the health department or the cities put it on boil till October 24th. And at that point, we discussed it, we thought about it, and for the health and safety of our customers, it was just no option but to close. We will lose a lot of revenue this week.
Iron Star Pizza is also closed. With a price tag of nearly $4 million, Flathead County commissioners are in agreement to buy land south of Kalispell to build a new jail. Flathead County commissioners say the current detention center has been dealing with overcrowding issues for years. The jail was built in the mid-'80s, and that's why commissioners are looking to build a new detention facility on 114 acres south of Kalispell. Now, that plot of land has a price tag of $3.9 million, and construction is estimated around $1 million. Commissioners say because a jail requires a specific build, starting from scratch is easier. The county has some savings for a new jail, but officials would likely ask residents to vote on a bond measure next year.
Once we get the first steps done, like the property purchase, see what the connection fees, all of that is, and then we can, go to the next step, which will probably be a bond. Then it'll be up to the citizens of Flathead County if they want to finance a jail.
Flathead County has until February 28th to close the land sale, which is dependent on a number of factors, including annexation and environmental checks. Interstate 90 near Bonner westbound is diverting traffic this noon as Montana Highway Patrol investigates a fatal hit-and-run crash involving a pedestrian and potentially a semi-truck. Anyone who has seen a vehicle, which MHP says may have been a semi, near the Bonner exit late Thursday night or early this morning should call MHP. They say the semi-truck may have extensive front-end damage. Sioux Montana staff and volunteers bid an emotional farewell to an iconic resident yesterday. Bruno, the grizzly bear, was humanely euthanized after several health battles became too severe to manage. The estimated 23-year-old bear's health issues were linked to the lack of care he received as a young bear when he was illegally held in a private Tennessee backyard within a small dog kennel. Bruno, known for his droopy lid, teddy bear ears, and large stature, was a staple at Sioux Montana for 15 years, arriving in 2008. And that's a look at some of the day's top stories.
Happy Friday, everybody. TGIF boom as we cruise on into the weekend. It's going to be another gorgeous day today. And then we got some changes next week. We'll explore that with a local forecast coming up. But what's going on across the U.S. today? Across the 48s, much of the central western U.S., record warmth is possible again today. Eastern U.S., showers and thunderstorms through the weekend, and northern California and the Pacific Northwest, we're looking at showers moving in by tomorrow. Here locally, well, there you go. A lot of sunshine today. Maybe a bit cooler across the north this afternoon because we do have our first shot of cold air coming in. We have a couple of rounds of colder air coming in from Canada, especially as we get into the middle part of next week. We could see a big cool down. We'll explore that with the main forecast coming up.
Here at Giddy Up, we like to empower women and make them feel confident in their own bodies.
At Giddy Up Coffee Bar and Boutique, the cherry on top of a perfect outfit is a custom burned hat that has women walking out into the world in style with an abundance of confidence.
They can come and they can pick their own hat. We have 2 different styles to choose from. We have, I think, 30 different colors. They can pick their own hat and then they can sit up at the bar with me.
It takes 1 to 2 hours to burn your own hat with help from a local hat artist. You can come alone on walk-in days or set up a private party with your girlfriends in the store or on location.
This one burns to kind of like a peachy color. It's like that one up on the wall. This one burns to a really pretty caramel color. The green one is my favorite. Oh, that's cute.
Green.
I love that with your hair too.
The artist or yourself draws on the design with a heat-erasing pen so mistakes aren't an issue.
We come up with the design together and then they sit up here and with our hat burners, they just trace the design and burn it in.
Oh, does that say Small Town Smoking?
Mm-hmm.
That's so cute.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Do that.
Where'd you grow up at?
Chugwater, Wyoming.
Oh, they have really good chili, I hear.
Yeah. My parents helped start the company.
Did they really?
Whether it's for a Montana or Wyoming night on the town or a bling-filled trip to the big city, no one walks out with the same hat.
We have a lot of ladies coming in to shop because they're on their way to Nashville. Lots of rhinestones, lots of glitter, sequins. It's very flashy and it's very fun. So how do we feel about this?
I love it.
Okay. It's your hat. It's only your hat, so that's awesome.